Hey, Drew James here, and I'm going to be taking you through today how to use this awesome program called EarMaster Pro. Now, the reason for developing our ears as a musician is because how we listen to music makes a big difference to how we play music. And often, ear study is the difference between a good musician and a great musician. So learning it when we learn to play guitar is very important. It helps with identifying mistakes that we might be making in our music. It helps with working out songs for ourselves, which is obviously the ultimate goal, never being able to have to look up something again. We can always just rely on our ears. So we should get started with it. This program is fantastic. I'm going to take you through how to do something. It's very simple what we're going to do today. And you just need to make sure you've got the program open and this web page that you're going to need, which I'm going to tell you about in just a second. So looking at the program here, if you've got it all installed, you can see that there are a number of activities on the right hand side. And today we're going to be looking at one called interval identification. Additionally, what you can also do is you can use EarMaster's standard course as well, which if you click on that and hit begin, they'll take you step by step through how to develop your ears as well. But I'm just going to be showing you something that I start with my beginner students because I find it's a little bit easier to understand intervals this way. So we're going to start with this, and then you're more than welcome to get stuck into the standard course. So what I'd like you to do is click on customized activity. When you have it downloaded, it will be here, but click on customized activity, then go to interval identification and make sure that's selected, and then click on begin. Now when you hit begin, you're going to get presented with this window. This is basically all the options that you could have ticked. So you can see there's quite a few there. And the ones that we're concerned about are these ones here and these here. Now, what I want you to make sure you've got for this customized activity is unison ticked, perfect fourth, and perfect fifth. Okay, make sure everything else is unticked for now. Okay, this is level 1. I'm going to be taking you through some other levels and showing you level 2 and 3 at the end of the video. Now also, on execution on the right hand side here, I want you to make sure that only play ascending is selected. So by default these will be selected. Just turn those off for now. We are eventually going to be learning how to do those as well, but this is just beginner stuff if you've never done anything like this before. So once this is all done, hit OK. Now what you're going to be presented with is the main window in EarMaster Pro, which you're going to be doing most of your work with. Okay, and what you have here, I'm just going to take you through some of the controls as we go on. So if at any point you want to quit the test, just hit the home window on the left hand side here. If you feel that the test is playing the notes too quickly, you'll hear what that means in just a second, then just change this number to a lower number, this beats per minute. That will make it a little bit easier. If at any point you want to go to the user guides, then you've got this here. This will actually tell you what you're doing at the time. Then looking into the rest of the screen, so here we've got a picture of the guitar neck. Obviously you've set it up as I suggested in the setup page. So when we're given an answer, that's going to be written here on the guitar neck so you could play it. So this is the thickest string, this is the thinnest string. And finally at the bottom we've got a multiple choice. So this part of the test is going to be multiple choice, and you've got the selection of unison, perfect fourth, or perfect fifth. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to hit new question, and we're going to have a piano playing 2 notes. Now you might be thinking, well, why isn't it a guitar, Drew? And you can actually change it in tools to a guitar, but I prefer the piano mainly because it's a little easier to pick them out for my ears personally. The piano sounds a little bit more like a human voice at the moment with this particular program, so that's why I like to leave it on piano. Anyway, let's hit new question again. Okay, so what we're getting given is 2 notes that are played, and what we have to do is work out if those 2 notes are unison, perfect fourth, and perfect fifth. Now you're probably thinking, well, Drew, I don't know what that means, and that's fair enough. So what you can do is with it will pop up in Guitar Pro, in EarMaster Pro the first time that you use it, but it will give you a suggestion to go to an interval song chart, which is this, okay? So I've also included a link on this page anyway. You can click on that and it'll open up this window. Now this window is made by the good people at EarMaster, and it basically helps you create your own personalized list to memorize intervals. So I'm just going to read what they've got here. A common way to recognize intervals is to associate them with reference songs that you know well. So what that means is as we look down the list here, we're not doing these intervals at the moment, and we're just going to be keeping with ascending for now. We'll do descending another day, but ascending. And we're going to be finding the intervals that we need to recognise, which are the perfect fourth. So I personally prefer Here Comes the Bride. Here comes. So I'm going to select that. And the perfect fifth, I quite like the Star Wars theme tune. Ba, 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 da, ba, ba. So I'm going to select that. Then that is how you can start to identify them. You use them through popular songs, okay? And then if you can hum them, all the better. I do suggest learning to kind of sing, so you might want to do it by yourself if you're new to singing. If you can keep it in your head with the vocals, then it's going to make it a lot easier to identify it, okay? So let's go back to EarMaster Pro. So I'm going to use Star Wars and Here Comes the Bride. You might prefer some other tunes here. You've got YouTube videos as examples to hear the intervals in action. So we'll go back to EarMaster Pro and we'll listen to that again. Bum bum, here comes. So I hear Here Comes the Bride. Let's see if I've got this right by clicking perfect fourth. And I have. So when you get it right, or wrong, whatever happens, you're going to get told where those two notes are on the guitar, so you could play them. So in this case, it's the first fret on the A and the D string. And most importantly, if you did get it wrong, so let's say, I'm just going to go to another question. So let's say if I thought that was the perfect fourth, you can play the question again, which is cool, and you can also play your answer. So you can hear they're very different. And that's a really good way of evaluating what you've done if you do get one wrong. Now you're probably thinking, well Drew, you've talked about perfect fourth and perfect fifth, but you haven't mentioned unison. Unison is very easy. It's the same note played twice. Dun, 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 dun. So that one, perfect fourth. Bum, bum, ba, da, ba, ba. I'm just waiting for unison. Don't think we're going to get it today. Dun, 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 dun. One more. Okay. Anyway, it's the same tone. So that in that one it would be bum bum. Okay, and it doesn't change. So with this multiple choice, you're choosing from the bottom three here. Now, a few other things. When you're doing ear training, what you should be doing is little and often, like you do with learning an instrument in the beginning. The reason is that your ears will get tired after a little while, and everything will start to sound the same. And when that happens, you know it's time for a break. So with ear training, you get what you give on it. So if you put in maybe 10 minutes a day, and making sure that before you're moving on to level 2 and level 3, which I will write a description of what those intervals would be at the bottom of this video, you're getting 90% or more. So if you test yourself on 20, and just look for 90% before you move on to level 2 and 3. You can also check your stats at any time here as well. It's very, very useful. So have fun with this, and I'll see you at the next video.